is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
In the headlines, first, U.S. Secretary of Energy Chris Wright has arrived in Venezuela for high-stakes talks to overhaul the nation's oil industry, the first visit by a Trump cabinet member since Nicolas Maduro's capture. While the U.S. focuses on South American energy, Cuban families are struggling to power even the most basic daily needs. Tightened U.S. sanctions and blackouts have choked supplies, driving prices beyond reach. In the jungles of Antioquia, a massive drug bust has rattled trafficking networks. Colombian forces with the US DEA shut down a major cocaine lab. More than 2 tons worth nearly $100 million were seized, dealing a blow to the Gentil Duarte FARC dissident faction. In Europe, the European Parliament approved a €90 billion lifeline for Kiev. The loan package will fund military and economic needs over the next 2 years as war with Russia continues. Back home, a legal bid by a former senator has been rejected by the anti-graft court. The Sandigan Bayan denied Bong Revilla's request to inhibit a justice from his case. The court found no grounds for the Associate Justice to step aside from the malversation trial. Meanwhile, China is reaching new heights in the future of urban transportation. A voluntary Chinese air car hybrid has completed its maiden flight. The electric VTOL marks a major step in Beijing's push for autonomous urban air mobility. And finally, fans across Asia are mourning the sudden loss of a beloved K-drama star. South Korean actor Jong Eun-woo has died at 39. The Bride of the Sun star was found dead Wednesday, a day after posting a reflective message, now viral among grieving fans. I'm Almar Forzuelo. Newsline World starts now. The European Parliament has approved a massive financial lifeline for Ukraine, voting to release €90 billion in loans to support Kiev's military and economic needs over the next 2 years. This report. Lawmakers passed a funding package Wednesday aimed to sustain Ukraine's war effort and stabilizing its economy through 2026 and 2027. According to European Parliament, €60 billion will go toward defense. This includes weapons procurement and military capability support. The remaining €30 billion will be delivered as macro-financial assistance, helping Ukraine fund government operations under the European Union's Ukraine Facility program. The loan will be financed through EU borrowing on capital markets and backed by the bloc's shared budget guarantees. The vote comes as diplomatic efforts to end the war continue alongside military support. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said a new round of peace talks could take place in the United States as early as next week. That is, if Russia agrees to participate. Zelensky confirmed Kiev has accepted a U.S. proposal for negotiations, with discussions expected to focus heavily on territorial disputes. Among the ideas on the table is a U.S. proposed a potential buffer area. Zelensky said both Ukraine and Russia remain skeptical on the concept, though Kiev has not ruled it out entirely. He added that earlier trilateral talks in Abu Dhabi were constructive and said the war could end within months if negotiations proceed in good faith. Any final peace agreement, he stressed, would require approval either by Ukraine's parliament or through a national referendum. U.S. Secretary of Energy Christopher Wright has arrived in Venezuela for high-stakes talks aimed at overhauling the nation's struggling oil industry. Landing at Simon Bolivar International Airport, Wright is set to meet with Acting President Delcy Rodriguez to discuss strategic alliances and the modernization of the power grid as Washington ramps up pressure to boost crude production following the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Val de Venegracia reports.
In a move that signals a major shift in regional energy dynamics, U.S. Energy Secretary Christopher Wright touched down at Simon Bolivar International Airport this Wednesday. He was received by high-ranking official Paula Hinao and U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Laura Dugo. The visit marks the most significant diplomatic engagement regarding the Venezuelan energy sector since the political upheaval in early January. Wright's agenda is focused in creating a framework for American private sector enterprises to play an essential role in rehabilitating the country's aging oil infrastructure. Acting President Delcy Rodriguez is expected to host Wright crude oil output to meet global demand, while Venezuela seeks much-needed technical expertise to modernize its failing power grid. The Ministry of Popular Power for Petroleum described the visit as a crucial step in strengthening the dialogue between the two nations after years of tension and sanctions. As the United States maintains its absolute resolve policy, this visit underscores the economic pivot currently underway in Caracas. While the political future of the country remains in transition, the focus has shifted heavily toward the black gold that lies beneath its soil. Both nations appear ready to forge new alliances that could redefine the energy landscape of the Western Hemisphere for the remainder of 2026. Reporting for Newsline World, this is Valdivina Gracia, SMNI News.
The daily struggle for survival in Cuba has taken a turn back in time as families in Havana are increasingly forced to cook with wood and charcoal, with U.S. sanctions straggling the island's fuel supply and causing frequent blackouts. Citizens are facing skyrocketing prices for basic cooking materials, leaving many unable to afford even a single bag of coal to prepare their meals. Joy Tabanaho has the story.
Backyards and doorsteps of Havana, the smell of wood smoke has become a symbol of a deepening energy crisis as petrol and cooking gas become scarce or commodities and electricity remains unreliable. The simple act of preparing a meal has become a multi-hour ordeal. Residents were seen tending to open fires to cook basic staples like rice and beans. For many, this isn't a choice but a desperate necessity caused by the energy blockade that has paralyzed the nation's grid.
Hay otras personas que cocinan con carbón. Yo no puedo cocinar con carbón porque está muy caro. Como lo cojo a veces en la calle 2,000 y pico. A veces un poquito más. Yo no puedo darme el lujo de comprar saco de carbón.
The demand for charcoal has caused prices to surge, restraining already fragile household budgets. A small sack of charcoal now costs as much as 2,000 pesos, while a single can has jumped to 800 pesos. Street vendors, while acknowledging the utility of coal, note that their customers are struggling to keep up with the inflation. Meanwhile, at gas distribution points, university students and the elderly wait in lines for hours, hoping for a cylinder that has not been available for months.
Y entonces una lata de carbón, antes de esta situación estaba en 700 pesos, ahora está en 800 pesos.
The crisis stems from the January 29 executive order signed by President Trump, which imposes tariffs on any nation supplying oil to the island, while some vendors hold onto hope that allies like China, Russia, and Mexico will find ways to break the siege. The immediate reality for Cubans is a return to primitive methods of survival. As long as the diplomatic standoff continues, the people of Havana remain caught between the cold stove and the high cost of the bonfire. Joy Tibanao, your citizen correspondent reporting from Newsline World.
Colombian authorities, backed by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, have dismantled a sophisticated clandestine laboratory in the rural heart of Antioquia. The operation resulted in the seizure of over 2 tons of cocaine hydrochloride valued at nearly $100 million, striking a massive blow to international trafficking routes linked to the dreaded Gentil Duarte faction. MJ Mondihar has the details.
Deep in the wooded terrain of San Pablo de Caney, elite units of the Colombian Army and National Police uncovered a major hub for the global drug trade. The laboratory, hidden within the municipality of Guadalupe, was reportedly a high-capacity production center operated by an independent criminal organization. Investigations reveal that this group used criminal outsourcing to coordinate with the Magdalena Medjo bloc, under the command of a leader known only as Chejo. The facility was equipped with industrial-sized containers and chemicals capable of producing narcotics on a massive scale.
Esta operación demuestra una vez más la integración de la fuerza pública y además el apoyo de la Agencia Antidrogas DEA. Es un resultado importante para el país y para el gobierno americano. Se trata de haber incautado, destruido un producto de cocaína por más de 99.4 millones de dólares.
The sheer volume of the seizure underscores the efficiency of the operation. Authorities recovered over 2,700 kilos of cocaine hydrochloride, along with hundreds of gallons of precursors like acetone and sulfuric acid. According to Colonel Luis Roberto Gonzalez, the narcotics were destined for the coast of La Guajira, where they were to be loaded onto go-fast boats for international distribution.
La modalidad delictiva advierte que este estupefaciente era trasladado en caletas hasta la costa en La Guajira y de allí transportado en lanchas tipo go-fast. Además de la afectación a esta estructura donde se producía la cocaína por más de 1.300 millones de pesos, lo que demuestra una vez más la afectación directa a las economías ilícitas, a las finanzas criminales de estos grupos delincuenciales.
The operation concluded with the controlled destruction of the facility, sending a massive plume of smoke into the Antigua sky. While the lab is now a pile of ash, the hunt for Chejo and his lieutenants continues. With the support of the DEA, Colombian forces have vowed to maintain the pressure on these outsourcing schemes that fuel the transnational drug trade. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been MJ Mondehar, SMNA News.
Up next, the European Parliament approved the 90 billion euro lifeline for Kiev. The loan package will fund military and economic needs over the next 2 years as war with Russia continues. And the Sandigan Bayan denied the Bong Revilla's request to inhibit a justice from his case. The court found no grounds for the Associate Justice to step aside from the malversation trial. More news when Newsline World returns.
Maging alerto at handa tuwing may bagyo. Upang manatiling ligtas, narito ang ilang mahahalagang paalala. Manatili sa loob ng bahay. Iwasan ang paglabas, lalo na kung malakas ang ulan at hangin. Mag-imbak ng pagkain at malinis na tubig. Maghanda ng emergency kit. Manatiling updated sa lagay ng panahon. Maghanda ng mga flashlight at extra baterya. Panatilihing fully charged ang iyong cellphone. I-secure ang mahahalagang dokumento sa waterproof na lalagyan. Patayin ang kuryente, gas at tubig kung may banta ng pagbaha. Alamin ang iyong local emergency hotlines. Putulin o tapyasan ang mga sanga ng puno na maaaring mabuwal sa malakas na ulan at hangin. Lumikas agad kung inabisuhan ng mga otoridad. Maging ligtas at maging handa sa panahon ng kalamidad. Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng SMNI.
Madalas ka bang napapasobra sa pag-scroll sa phone mo kahit puro masasamang balita ang nakikita mo? Isipin mo ito. Nakahiga ka na sa kama, nagche-check lang ng phone bago matulog. Tapos, hindi mo na malayan, ilang oras ka na palang nagbabasa at nanonood ng mga balita tungkol sa digmaan, sakuna, politika at lahat ng masasamang nangyayari sa mundo, nakakaramdam ka na ng kaba at pagod. Pero tuloy mo pa rin ang scroll mo. Ang tawag dyan ay doom scrolling. Ito ang habit ng paulit-ulit na pagtingin sa mga negatibo o nakakadepress na content tulad ng digmaan, krimen o problema sa mundo. Nakaka-stress pero hindi mo pa rin mapigilan. Ayon sa isang pag-aaral ng Texas Tech University, ang sobrang konsumo ng masasamang balita ay nauugnay sa pagtaas ng stress, anxiety at pisikal na sintomas gaya ng pagkapagod at sakit ng ulo. Ayon naman sa Harvard Health, ang doom scrolling ay nagpapataas ng fight or flight hormones tulad ng cortisol at adrenaline na nakakapagpabigat ng isip at katawan. Nakakaapekto ito sa iyong mood, tulog at maging sa mental at physical health mo. At kapag naman puro memes at random na content ang pinapanood mo ng sunod-sunod hanggang sa mawalan ka na ng gana na mag-isip at gumawa ng iba pang gawain, ang tawag naman dyan ay brain rot. Sa Gen Z at tinatawag na internet culture, ang brain rot ay overconsumption o sobrang tagal na panonood ng paulit-ulit, mababaw, magulo o walang saysay na content online hanggang sa parang manhid na ang utak mo. Kapag nasobrahan, syempre, nakakasama. Nawawalan ka na ng focus, nawawala ang motivation, hirap mag-isip ng malalim, parang lutang o foggy ang utak. Masaya sa simula, pero kapag sobra, napapagod ang isip mo. Nahihirapang mag-concentrate at parang lutang. Mas delikado pa ito sa mga bata dahil ang utak nila ay nasa proseso pa ng pag-develop. Kaya mas malakas ang epekto ng doom scrolling at brain rot sa kanila. Maaaring makaapekto sa pag-aaral, pag-iisip at pakikitungo sa iba. Ang higit sa 4 na oras ng screen time araw-araw sa mga kabataan ay konektado sa 35 to 88% na mas mataas na posibilidad ng depresyon, anxiety at stress. Base ito sa isang malawakang pag-aaral sa Brazil. Kaya, maging balanse. Magpahinga sa screen, magbasa, makipagkwentuhan, magdasal, maging present lagi. Alagaan ang iyong isipan. Kung anong itinatanim sa isipan mo, yun ang lalago.
Isang pindot lang, pwede kang maka-jackpot. Mukhang masaya at easy money lang. Sa murang halaga, pwede ka na tumaya sa online gambling at e-casino apps. Mayroong sabong, slot machines, mahjong, poker at iba pa. Kailangan mo lang ng smartphone, e-wallet at internet. Pero ang aliw na ito, unti-unting nagiging bitag para sa mga Pilipino. Lalo na kung ang paborito mong artista o influencer ang mukha ng app. Mas madaling makaengganyo, diba? Parang safe naman kasi may kilalang mukha. Pero sa likod ng ngiti, sugal pa rin ang itinutulak. At syempre, mas madali ring itago ang pagkalulong sa bisyong ito. Walang pisikal na kasino o pasugalan, walang kaharap, walang accountability, kaya't mas lumalala ang adiksyon. Dagdag pa rito, maraming online gambling apps at walang regulasyon. Sa likod ng mga makukulay na interface at papremyo, nakatago ang problemang bumabalot ngayon sa bansa. Ang pagkalulong ng maraming Pilipino sa online gambling. Pwede maglaro kahit saan, kahit kailan, kahit sino, bata man o matanda, pwedeng malulong. Ayon sa mga eksperto, ang pagkakalulong sa online gambling ay nagdudulot ng matinding stress at anxiety, pagkakabaon sa utang, pagkawasak ng pamilya, pagkawala ng tiwala sa sarili. At tulad ng ibang bisyo, may mga senyales ito tulad ng hindi makapagpigil kahit walang pera, palihim na tumataya, pagpapabaya sa trabaho, pamilya o sarili. Sa bawat taya, may mga taong tunay na kumikita, mga malalaking negosyante at investors na negosyo ang bisyo ng masa. Para sa kanila, perang pumapasok lang ito. Pero para sa ordinaryong Pilipino, kabuhayan at relasyon ang nauubos. At ang masakit, tila matagal itong nahayaan. Hindi ito naging prioridad ng mga nakaupo sa taas. hanggang sa sobrang lumala at halos naapektuhan na ang buong komunidad. Ngayon, sa dami ng nalulung at sa laki ng pinsalang naidulot, saka palalong umugong ang mga panukalang batas para higpitan ng online gambling, gaya ng pagbabawal sa paggamit ng e-wallets para tumaya, pagtaas ng minimum bet, mas mahigpit na identity verification, pag-block ng mga illegal na gambling sites, at bawasan o ipagbawal ang mga ads na target ang kabataan. Maaari itong magmukhang laro lang, pero sa katotohanan, isa itong sugal sa kinabukasan. Ang kita na dapat sa mga pangunahing pangangailangan o ipon na uubos sa sugal. At sa mundo ng online gambling, mas madali kang matalo kaysa manalo. Huwag hayaang sugal ang magdikta sa iyong buhay. Isang paalala mula sa SMNI.
Some politicians are allegedly using the West Philippine Sea issue to gain publicity ahead of the upcoming elections. This was the statement of former Department of National Defense Chief Norberto Gonzales, who added that the matter would be better left out of the public spotlight. This report. Tensions flare in the Philippine Senate between Senators Alan Peter Cayetano and Kiko Pangilinan over a resolution condemning the Chinese embassy for statements made against Philippine government officials. Cayetano pointed out that it was inappropriate for a Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson to use a caricature or satirical representation linked to China's leader.
So the authors of this resolution is saying, pwede. So kung ang official ng presidente is to have certain decorum sa presidente ng China, pwede yung isang general hindi sumunod. Ang sa kanya, bastusin natin yung Pangulo ng isang bansa.
However, according to former DND Secretary Norberto Gonzales, the ongoing public discourse does not project a good image for the Philippines.
Mukhang hindi na tayo kailangan girahin ng China tungkol sa West Philippine Sea kasi tayo na yung nag-aaway-aaway dito eh. No, hindi magandang image yun.
In an exclusive interview with SMNI News, Gonzales emphasized that discussions on the West Philippine Sea would be better handled in closed-door meetings among experts and responsible groups. He noted that publicly disclosing sensitive details could create misimpressions and heighten tensions.
Mukhang yung mga responsible groupings, no, mga association at saka mga experts, mukhang sinasabi na nila na hindi maganda na open at public at discussions ng mga nakakaintindi sa issue ng West Philippine Sea. Dapat yun, i-close door nila yun eh. Mahirap talaga na yung sensitive na issue na involving our interest versus another country, dapat yun hindi masyadong pinupubliko yan. No? Nagmumukhang tayo mismo ang nag-aaway-aaway. Nagkakaroon tuloy tayo ng labeling pa na may pro-Chinese, may anti-Chinese. Hindi maganda yan.
The former DND chief also expressed disappointment towards some politicians who, he said, seem to be using the issue merely for publicity.
Disappointment natin, yung mga dating gawin na kunyari matapang, naghahanap lang ng atensyon para maging popular para sa susunod na eleksyon. May mga nakikita ako ngayon ng mga politiko na suddenly, nung makita siguro yung survey na marami sa kababayan natin galit sa China, ay nagkagalit-galitan nila sila sa China ngayon. Ang payo ko sana, huwag natin gamitin ang issue ng relasyon natin sa China sa pamumulitika. Dangerous yan. Buhay ng buong Pilipinas ang nakataya dyan.
In the end, Gonzales had this message for politicians riding on the issue.
Kaya yung mga politiko na nakikita natin, na akala nila ordinaryong issue itong hinaharap natin at ginagamit pa yung sinasakyan yung galit ng kababayan natin para lang sumikat. Sana masasabihin natin kung pwede tumigil na lang ng ganyang trabaho muna. Hindi maganda sa bayan yan at hindi magiging maganda para sa kanila yan pagdating ng araw.
The Sandigan Bayan denied the request of former Senator Bong Revilla for a Sandigan Bayan 3rd Division Justice to inhibit himself from hearing his malversation case. Sheena Torno reports.
The court denied the motion filed by the camp of former Senator Pong Revilla, asking Sandiganbayan Associate Justice Carl Miranda to voluntarily inhibit or step aside from the case. Justice Miranda is the chairperson of the 3rd Division, which is currently hearing Revilla's malversation case. Revilla's camp said that to remove any doubt regarding Justice Miranda's impartiality, he should inhibit. However, based on the court's ruling, Revilla failed to present sufficient basis to claim that Justice Miranda is biased or partial. The resolution also noted that during the first hearing on January 23, Justice Miranda already informed the accused that his brother Attorney Benaventura Miranda had previously served as a counsel for former DPWH Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo during the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing. Justice Miranda also disclosed that he is a close friend of Attorney Ramon Esguerra, who is now Revilla's lead legal counsel. In fact, Justice Miranda gave the accused camp 3 days to file a motion following his disclosure. However, Revilla's camp only filed the motion for inhibition on February 8 after the court had already denied several of their earlier motions. Among the motions earlier denied by the court were Revilla's request to be transferred to the PNP Custodial Center in Camp Crame to conduct a reinvestigation and to dismiss the case due to alleged lack of basis. As of now, Revilla's camp has not issued any statement on the matter. Meanwhile, the Sandiganbayan 6th Division granted the motion of the Ombudsman prosecutors to declare former Ako Bicol Party List Congressman Zaldico a fugitive from justice. In a 16-page resolution, the court said Ko cannot seek any relief from the court while he continues to evade authorities and refuses to surrender. Ko is facing multiple cases after being implicated in the alleged 289.5 million substandard flood control projects in Nauhan Oriental, Mindoro. Zaldico's camp has yet to respond to the court's latest ruling. For God and for my beloved Philippines, this has been Sheena Torno, SMNI News.
The Bureau of Customs re-auctioned luxury vehicles seized from contractors allegedly involved in controversial projects. Of the 10 vehicles, only the Rolls-Royce Cullinan was sold, purchased by the owner of the Igorot Stone Kingdom, a theme park in Baguio City. Kai Villan has the details.
Mahal yung Rolls-Royce Cullinan Mahal yung payong.
Igorot Stone Kingdom Incorporated acquired a black 2023 Rolls-Royce Cullinan for over 29 million pesos during the Bureau of Customs auction held on Wednesday. The luxury vehicle was among those seized from the Discayas, contractors previously linked to a government investigation regarding corruption in DPWH flood control projects. According to Pio Velasco, founder and CEO of Igorot Stone Kingdom, this is not merely a luxury. He stated that it is a way of demonstrating that Igorot's value history.
Pinag-isipan namin na, pinag-decide namin na i-save yung Rolls-Royce na may payong to preserve Philippine history. And this is also our flex as the Igorot people to show the world that we also care, that we also have a sense of history. This car is historical kasi nga it opened the floodgates of the interest of the nation to this rampant corruption.
Velasco plans to display the vehicle as an attraction at their theme park in Baguio. But before that, he says he will try driving it around Baguio first.
I think siguro i-display namin to make the people aware na yun nga.
So no one's
that,
gonna drive it.
Corruption does not pay. So, yeah,
parang no one's gonna drive it po. No one's gonna drive it.
Well, baka subukin ko muna i-drive. And the family. Kung paano mag-drive ng Rolls-Royce. Kasi madalang naman tayo makakita ng Rolls-Royce dito sa Pilipinas. So.
Meanwhile, 9 other luxury vehicles failed to sell, including a high-end Bugatti Chiron and a Bentley. This marks the 3rd time some of these units have been placed on the auction block. As a result, the BOC is now evaluating the possibility of accepting direct offers or direct sales for the remaining luxury vehicles instead of subjecting them to another public auction to prevent the value of the cars from going to waste.
Himayin natin, no? Of the 10, yung 4 doon, no? Yung second or third time nang na-auction. So, I guess we'll strongly consider yung other remedies, no? Baka we can consider direct sale, yung direct offers. Kung magpapatuloy kasi ito, ang naging purpose lang naman natin dito is to control the pricing, no? Because kapag auction, we are mandated to regulate yung amount of depreciation that we can have to determine the floor price.
The BOC also clarified that while smuggled or forfeited vehicles can be destroyed, Commissioner Ariel Nepomucenu's priority is to monetize them to generate additional revenue for the government.
The purpose here is to convert all forfeited items to revenue, to realize them, as compared to sirain na lang, no? Considering na kailangan ng ating bansa ng pondo.
The BOC is expected to release a schedule for the next bidding of the remaining vehicles on February 25. Meanwhile, the BOC confirmed that game show host Willie Villame was among those who registered as an interested bidder for the public auction of the luxury vehicles, but he did not show up. Reporting for Newsline World, Kai Villan, SMNA News.
The Philippine military made a courtesy call to bolster civil-military relations and support the indigenous communities in Talaingod. More details in this report. In a significant move to bolster civil-military relations and support the indigenous communities in Talaingod, Lieutenant Colonel Jesus Rosete, acting commander officer of the 60th Infantry Battalion, paid a formal courtesy call to tribal leadership of Talaingod on February 9, 2026 at Municipal Tribal Hall Office, Barangay Santo Niño, Talaingod, Davao del Norte. The engagement focused on reinforcing the partnership among the Philippine Army, the Municipality of Talaingod, the Indigenous Peoples Structure or IPS, the Bagani leaders, and the Indigenous People Mandatory Representative or IPMR of the said municipality. Bay Pilar Libayaw, the chairperson of the IPS, together with Honorable Johnny Libayaw, the mayor of Talaingod, warmly received the newly installed 60 IB leadership. The dialogue served as a platform to discuss the shared goals of peace, security, and the prevention of the ancestral domain. Lieutenant Colonel Rosetta expressed his gratitude for the tribe's continued cooperation in maintaining the stability of the region, noting that the Mediator Battalion remains a steadfast ally of the Lumad community. Following this, Rosate called on local chief executives to continue supporting the heroism of the IPs. He said that if adequate assistance, support, and security are provided to communities and every family, every Filipino will grow and progress together. Following the formal discussion, the activity transitioned into a community outreach effort as a gesture of solidarity and bayanihan. The 60th Infantry Battalion facilitated a rice distribution for the IP families represented at the gathering. The provision of these essential supplies highlights the battalion's commitment to humanitarian assistance, particularly in remote areas where logistical support is most needed. The tribal leaders expressed their sincere appreciation for the Army's proactive approach to community welfare. When we return, a revolutionary Chinese air car hybrid has completed its maiden flight. The electric VTOL marks a major step in Beijing's push for autonomous urban air mobility. Fans across Asia are mourning the sudden loss of South Korean actor Jung Yoon-woo. The Bride of the Sun star was found dead on Wednesday. He was 39. Newsline World will be back after the break.
Madalas ka bang napapasobra sa pag-scroll sa phone mo kahit puro masasamang balita ang nakikita mo? Isipin mo ito. Nakahiga ka na sa kama, nagche-check lang ng phone bago matulog. Tapos, hindi mo na malayan, ilang oras ka na palang nagbabasa at nanonood ng mga balita tungkol sa digmaan, sakuna, politika, at lahat ng masasamang nangyayari sa mundo. Nakakaramdam ka na ng kaba at pagod, pero tuloy mo pa rin ang scroll mo. Ang tawag dyan ay doom scrolling. Ito ang habit ng paulit-ulit na pagtingin sa mga negatibo o nakakadepress na content tulad ng digmaan, krimen o problema sa mundo. Nakaka-stress pero hindi mo pa mapigilan. Ayon sa isang pag-aaral ng Texas Tech University, ang sobrang konsumo ng masasamang balita ay nauugnay sa pagtaas ng stress, anxiety at pisikal na sintomas gaya ng pagkapagod at sakit ng ulo. Ayon naman sa Harvard Health, ang doom scrolling ay nagpapataas ng fight or flight hormones tulad ng cortisol at adrenaline na nakakapagpabigat ng isip at katawan. Nakakaapekto ito sa iyong mood, tulog at maging sa mental at physical health mo. At kapag naman puro memes at random na content ang pinapanood mo ng sunod-sunod hanggang sa mawalan ka na ng gana na mag-isip at gumawa ng iba pang gawain, ang tawag naman dyan ay brain rot. Sa Gen Z at tinatawag na internet culture, ang brain rot ay overconsumption o sobrang tagal na panonood ng paulit-ulit, mababaw, magulo o walang saysay na content online hanggang sa parang manhid na ang utak mo. Kapag nasobrahan, syempre, nakakasama. Nawawalan ka na ng focus, nawawala ang motivation, hirap mag-isip ng malalim, parang lutang o foggy ang utak. Masaya sa simula, pero kapag sobra, napapagod ang isip mo. Nahihirapang mag-concentrate at parang lutang. Mas delikado pa ito sa mga bata dahil ang utak nila ay nasa proseso pa ng pag-develop. Kaya mas malakas ang epekto ng doom scrolling at brain rot sa kanila. Maaaring makaapekto sa pag-aaral, pag-iisip at pakikitungo sa iba. Ang higit sa 4 na oras ng screen time araw-araw sa mga kabataan ay konektado sa 35 to 88% na mas mataas na posibilidad ng depresyon, anxiety at stress. Base ito sa isang malawakang pag-aaral sa Brazil. Kaya, maging balanse. Magpahinga sa screen, magbasa, makipagkwentuhan, magdasal, maging present lagi. Alagaan ang iyong isipan. Kung anong itinatanim sa isipan mo, yun ang lalago.
Shipping products has now become easier for micro, small, and medium enterprises or MSMEs in the country after the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI added more logistics and shipping companies to its supply chain program. The DTI expects faster and more affordable delivery of MSME products both locally and internationally. Angel Pastor reports.
For many small businesses in the Philippines, one of the biggest operational challenges is getting their products to consumers. Costs are high, deliveries are slow, and there is often uncertainty about which courier services can be trusted. To address this, the Department of Trade and Industry is strengthening its support for MSMEs through the Supply Chain and Logistics Center, or SCLC, a one-stop help desk that provides information, a list of accredited logistics providers, and guidance on reducing shipping costs. On Wednesday, Trade Secretary Cristina Roque led the ceremonial signing and oath-taking of the second batch of 12 new shipping and logistics partners of the SCLC. These include the Association of International Shipping Lines, Go21 Incorporated, Inline Logistics Philippines Incorporated, JNT Express Philippines Incorporated, JRS Business Corporation, Procurement and Supply Institute of Asia, Philippine Chamber of Customs Brokers, Private Express Messengerial Association of the Philippines, Mober Technology, Shopee Express Philippines Incorporated, Toyota Motor Philippines, and Victory Liner Incorporated. According to Secretary Roque, partnering with logistics and shipping companies will speed up product delivery for small businesses, lower costs, and help them reach more customers.
We want to really strengthen also the relationship between DTI and this logistics company para if in case there are more businesses that want to explore, let's say, local distribution or want to export, nandito yung mga logistics company that we can refer to them so that they can also actually see what works for them and what's best for them.
She added that logistics companies play a critical role, especially after the country faced natural disasters last year that damaged roads and facilities essential to the supply chain. Aside from improving logistics access, DTI continues to train MSMEs through its negosyo centers. The secretary added that the government provides these trainings for free to help entrepreneurs better understand how to benefit from logistics services.
This logistics company are also going to be training the people in the negosyo centers. We have about 1,400 negosyo centers nationwide. So lahat ng mga negosyantes can go to these negosyo centers and inquire about logistics, the supply chain and logistics, para alam nila kung ano yung mga costs and what is the best way for them to be able to move from point A to point B. Everything in the negosyo centers, the government is giving that for free.
Meanwhile, Patrick Ronas, president of the Association of International Shipping Lines, said the initiative is important for MSMEs, importers, and exporters as it shows the commitment of various groups in strengthening the logistics supply chain.
So as shipping lines, we are always committed to making sure that we are aware of the requirements of the country in terms of opening global trade. And we commit ourselves to ensuring that we are ready to support the government and the DTI in making sure that we connect the cargo that our exporters and importers would like to transport.
The SCLC was first launched on June 18, 2025 with 18 major logistics operators. At present, the total number of DTI logistics partners has reached 30, aiming to more effectively address supply chain challenges faced by MSMEs in the country. For God of my beloved Philippines, Angel Pastor, SMNI News.
Nestled by the mountains and sea, a succulent garden is captivating visitors seeking relaxation, beautiful scenery, and moment of childhood nostalgia. Joy Tabanao tells us more.
Visitors are flocking to a scenic succulent garden, drawn by its fairy tale-like atmosphere and tranquil coastal views. One visitor, Miss Wang, described the experience as magical.
走进木石多肉花园，就像掉进了童话世界一样，让我们成人也能沉浸其中，仿佛回到了童年时代，特别开心。还有这里的每一处都是特别能出片的，所以拍照拍的特别多。如果你喜欢拍照，穿上浅色的服装，来这里每一张都好看。
Another visitor, Ms. Gong, said the destination offers a much-needed escape from the pressures of daily life.
是这样子，反正我们来这边呢，也是就是一年到头，感觉工作压力也挺大的，到这边来就是看看山，看看海，很放空心情啊。觉得在这里不用想任何事。如果要推荐给别人的话，就是可以一个最好的理由就是你可以躺在这里看海看山，可以躺一天，我觉得是不用想任何事的。
The garden has become a popular retreat for those seeking relaxation, scenic views, and picture-perfect moments. Joy Tabanao, your citizen correspondent reporting for Newsline World.
China has taken a major step in urban air mobility as its revolutionary air car hybrid eVTOL soaring successfully after completing its maiden flight. This report. Designed to combine the convenience of a car with the capabilities of an aircraft, the eVTOL is expected to play a major role in future city transportation, promising faster commutes and reduced traffic congestion. Engineers describe the test flight as smooth and stable, highlighting the vehicle's advanced electric vertical takeoff and landing technology. Officials say the successful flight marks a major milestone for China's push in next-generation aviation and urban air mobility solutions. Further tests are planned as developers work toward commercial operations in the coming years. South Korean entertainment mourns the death of actor Jong Yoon-woo at 40, while Zayn Malik shares a rare fatherhood moment after gifting his daughter €500 for losing her first tooth. Here's Blake Ann for the latest news.
South Korean actor Jung Eun-woo has passed away at the age of 40. According to local media outlet Star News, the actor died on the morning of February 11. Authorities have not yet disclosed the exact cause of death. Just days before his passing, Jung made a post on his Instagram account sharing photos of Chinese star Jang Kyung and British singer-songwriter Amy Winehouse. The post has since drawn attention from fans, many of whom have expressed shock and sadness over the sudden news. Jung Eun-woo was known for his work in television and film, earning recognition for his performances throughout his career. Tributes continue to pour in from fans and colleagues in the entertainment industry. Further details are expected as investigations continue. Former One Direction star Zayn Malik has revealed he gave his 5-year-old daughter Kai 500 pounds after she lost her first tooth. The 33-year-old singer shared the story during a recent interview, offering a rare glimpse into his life as a father. Zayn admitted that he sometimes overcompensates when it comes to his daughter, especially during milestone moments. Kai was born in 2020 during Zayn's relationship with supermodel Gigi Hadid. The couple later parted ways in 2021 but continued to co-parent their daughter. Zayn has largely kept his private life out of the spotlight, making the candid revelation a rare and heartfelt moment for fans. And that's all for now. I'm Blake Ann, bringing you the latest showbiz.
Victor Wembanyama delivered a dominant performance as the San Antonio Spurs defeated an injury-depleted Los Angeles Lakers 136-108. Meanwhile, Lawrence Fournier-Beaudry and Guillaume C. Ziron won Olympic ice dance gold in Milano Cortina, completing a stunning turnaround less than a year after forming their partnership. Here's Carlo De La Peña for the sports update.
Facing a Lakers squad missing LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and Marcus Smart, Wembanyama dominated early and set the tone for the blowout victory. The 21-year-old shot 13 of 20 from the field in just 26 minutes, adding 12 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. He exploded for 25 points in the first quarter and had 37 by halftime, the highest first-half scoring output in the NBA this season. James sat out to manage foot arthritis, while Doncic missed his third straight game with a hamstring strain. San Antonio's only concern came when 2025 Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle left the game with a pelvic contusion after a hard fall. Meanwhile, the Indiana Pacers defeated the New York Knicks 137-134 in overtime at Madison Square Garden in a tightly contested matchup that featured 39 lead changes. Pascal Siakam led Indiana with 30 points, Andrew Nembhard added 24 points and 10 rebounds, and Quentin Jackson sealed the win with 2 late free throws. Jalen Brunson scored 40 points for New York, while Josh Hart recorded a triple-double in the loss. Meanwhile, the French duo entered a free dance with a narrow lead and delivered a flowing routine to the Whale, scoring 135.64 for a winning total of 225.82. Cizeron made history as the first ice dancer to win back-to-back Olympic titles with different partners, adding this gold to the one he claimed in 2022. For Fournier-Beaudry, who received French citizenship in November to become eligible, the victory capped a whirlwind season the pair had called bonus time. Their triumph marks one of the most remarkable reinventions on Olympic ice. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Carlo De La Peña bringing you the latest sports news.
And before we end, may you be inspired with the words of the sun. Do what is right, defend what is right, die for what is right. That's all for this edition of Newsline World. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, I'm Almar Forsualo. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.